I'll call to order the June 11th meeting of the Public Affairs Committee, starting with item 1, the receipt of the reports from the staff for May, property maintenance, parks and rec, and public information. And before we ask any specific questions, I just want to offer some thanks for all those who participated in the Pride flag raising event, the setting up of the sound system, the flag stuff, the chairs. Mr. Brown, Mr. Salvatore, thank you all for being there. Really appreciate it. And also to all the staff in many departments who were at the Glenside Elementary Community Service event. I think that made the township look great, and it certainly was greatly appreciated. Having that public service appearance, showing up, helping kids understand all the interesting and positive work that goes on in public service, in public government, in local government. I think that's great, and really appreciate everybody who participated in that. And I just also want to thank Ms. Walter. I know the calendar, our annual calendar, is underway. It's going to be mailed out, I gather, at the end of this month, so that people will be able to do their July stuff. Remember that this document is our annual report as well, and answers an awful lot of questions that people continue to ask. So that's a resource for you. Okay, before I get to my colleague here, do any of the staff in those three departments want to highlight anything or say anything?
Commissioner, I'll go first, if that's okay.
Sure.
So with the help of Alan's team and obviously the Parks and Rec team, we did get both pools open Memorial Day weekend. Turned out not to be a great first week. Memorial Day was really nice and it was packed. Today was a nice day and both pools were packed, but the week was a little ugly. So no controlling that, but you know, through a lot of hard work, grit, determination, we did get things where we wanted them, and we did provide, you know, some elevated amenities there, which I think everybody's happy about. And just, I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Lauren for helping us promote everything. And most importantly, I'll say this often this summer, but the staff that work at these pools, the high school students, while we're just talking about kids at Robinson, these students that work at our pools are exceptional at every level, from cashier to lifeguard to manager. They should be commended. You know, I think there's 60 of them, and they are just ridiculously good at what they do. And I'm really, really proud of them. And I want to make sure that's on the public record that I say that.
Thank you. That's terrific. Anybody else? And I also have a question, not to take that away. I know that we've been full on with the pools. Also, I know we had been getting the community centers up and ready to go. What is the status at this point of the community centers?
In terms of maintenance or programming, Commissioner?
In terms of being open, the libraries being open, you know,
so
hours.
Both libraries opened Memorial Day week,
right.
So they're up and running. As I said at the last meeting, Lamont won't be fully functional until camp starts, which will be June 30th, but staff will be in there the week of the 23rd getting things prepped. And then Roland is kind of hit or miss right now, depending on what we have going on. We did have that cyber school in there doing their state testing for about 3 weeks, and things ramped down. We do have Josh in there with volleyball on Wednesday nights currently, and some other things planned as we ramp up some staff capacity and get ready for fall. But Alan's here with me if he wants to add anything about the facilities.
Good evening, commissioners. So as far as the community centers, we are open. Both are ready to go at any point. We're just trying to make sure that we're ready for whatever comes our way, whether it be from the library, Parks and Rec, whatever programming you guys come up with, we will be ready to go. Same with pools, and we're trying to just keep make sure, maintain everything else as well. So we are, this is our busy season. Well, every season's pretty busy, but this is when we kick it into a little extra gear. So yeah, we're just continuing to plug away. So
Thank you very much. We're excited to have all these things going on. Okay, Commissioner Sigmundfeld, you had your hand up.
Actually, I had it up to discuss the pools, and between Bill and Alan, my questions were answered. Thank you, Commissioner.
Yeah, thank you. Anybody else? Take a motion to receive these reports.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Moving on to item 2, receipt of the committee meetings. For May, there were 2 of the 4, the Historical Commission and Civil Rights Task Force. Any questions or comments? Go ahead. Commissioner Sigmundfeld.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chairman. I do have a kind of an observation from the flag raising event. You know, I guess it comes under the Civil Rights Task Force, and just a general observation, not just by me, but during the flag raising event, there were a number of folks, many of us concerned about some of the speakers in particular using the occasion as an inappropriate forum for a personal political agenda. And I simply say that in these kinds of situations, there's a tremendous amount of sensitivity and concern about the way that we position these public events, in particular for a matter like this that could be controversial but shouldn't be. And I would simply say in the orchestration and the management of that event, it would have been appropriate to do some pre-screening and to be able to provide some guidance to those who were speaking. And in fact, there was an attempt to intervene, and it was treated in a rude and rather unprofessional fashion. So I'm just raising that. It was an event of note. It was tremendous. And many people spoke, and the fact was it was well attended. But I also would suggest that, you know, in the course of some of these events and subsequent things, I know we're going to talk about Juneteenth possibly later today. And I would ask that there be some oversight or management that tries to control some of these things a little better so that it doesn't come out with anything other than the most positive impression and lasting impressions that come from something like that. So thank you, Madam Chairperson. I think it was important to note that that did not reflect all the best of Cheltenham in the things that we were trying to do that day.
Thank you for your comments. I think the actual committee itself was very concerned. I don't know any member of that committee who wasn't trying to resolve that on the spot. And of course, it was a learning experience. I think the good news is that people went away with a very positive impression, and the damage actually reflected more on the individual who was out of line. And I think that was also the big takeaway, is that it really probably backfired on those personal motivations. But yeah, I mean, clearly the committee is going to do a better job of vetting speakers, and that's not going to be an issue at the GT.
Thank you.
And I don't know, Commissioner Brockington, did you, or Commissioner Chirico, who also were put on that program, did you add anything?
No, I don't. No.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. If there's no other comments on that section, I'll move receipt of the meeting minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. Item 3, there were no staff meetings officially at the full staff level and no minutes reflecting that. So we'll go on to item 4, old business for public affairs.
I have
Like
one,
there
Madam
is,
Chair.
yeah, go ahead.
This past weekend, I had the privilege of meeting with Chad Lassiter, who is the executive director of the Pennsylvania Human Relations Commission. And we started talking about the Cheltenham not having a human relations commission. And he did offer his services of his office, and that, you know, if anything that we can do, that he can do to lend a hand in getting our Human Relations Commission back up and running, that his office is available to do so. So I just wanted to put that on the record. And, you know, I planned to, I should have done it, but I will be sending him an email in reference and following up to the conversation I had with him. And that's all I had.
Thank you, Commissioner. And in fact, he has offered that in the past when the subject has come up, and we do appreciate his continued offer. Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, new business. Consider recommending the Board of Commissioners present a proclamation recognizing June 19th, 2025 as Juneteenth. And I'll open that to discussion.
So I want to jump in with that. I think, you know, having the proclamation is important. I don't know if everyone knows that there will be a Juneteenth event at Cedarbrook School on the 19th. And I was hoping, I can't be there, I'm going to be out of town. And I was hoping a member of one of the commissioners or staff could read the proclamation at the event on the 19th. I did get an email from CAAA asking me, you know, to do that, but unfortunately I won't be here. So I'm just putting that out there. So you don't have to make a commitment now, but please shoot me an email if you're able to do it, so I can reply to their email, letting them know who from the township or commissioner can be there just to read the proclamation at the Juneteenth event at Cedarbrook. Thank you.
Thank you. In addition, I think we have scheduled for a flag raising for that event on the 18th when our office is open. And that is at 10 o'clock in the morning. That also might be a time when, if there are people gathered at the flagpole, the proclamation would also be read at that time.
Yeah. Lauren, can you put something out about the 18th?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so, well, yes, go ahead, Commissioner Williams.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Just a reminder, it's on the calendar, but as you just stated, our township building and the libraries are closed that day, but refuse collection is not affected that week. Just an FYI.
Thanks for that. All right, well, I'll go ahead and move the recommendation of that proclamation. I guess we'll see next week. It was attached. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Any other new business for public affairs? We'll move quickly to citizens forum for public affairs. I'm not seeing any citizens wanting to talk. Okay, I'll move for adjournment of public affairs. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.